Hi there, this is Aaron. Today is Sunday the 5th of July and it's day 15 of 2015 on the allotment. Well, I really wish this season could make its mind up. It was glorious sunshine yesterday. I mean, absolutely beautiful for the 4th of July. Of course, on Friday night we had the big storm. I was up chatting to a couple of other YouTubers actually as we were all watching the storm and thinking, wow, this is amazing. I think that was probably 3 storms rather than 1 storm, which is why you kept getting thunder and lightning in different places. But it was wonderful to watch. So that was Friday, and then today it's overcast and I think it might rain. But oh well, this really has been a year that has challenged every preconception. I remember reading back in April that the tabloids were saying we're going to have a golden summer of barbecues. Well, I don't think there's too many barbecues going on today, although, yeah, in a second it could be bright sunshine again. Well, now we've got everything up the plot, so it's all here. And I have one of my marrows and 1 pumpkin that I haven't planted yet, but everything else is in. So, well, let's just see how we get on through the day. That wasn't supposed to happen. Well, I've just shown you me preparing the ground, digging a hole and putting a load of manure in it. Now, the significance of that is that this is my last seedling of the year that's being planted out. Now, probably people are going to think, yeah, that's really late, Aaron. And you're right, but I lost those 3 weeks and the weather hasn't been brilliant. I mean, people are saying that we're up to 6 weeks behind with the weather, so I'm hoping I'm going to get away with this. What this is a pumpkin, and it's the same variety as I grew last year, which is Cheyenne. I've got the big pumpkins that Chris Mazal gave me, and I've also got marrows in. So this is the last of my squashes. This is the last of my seedlings this year. So this is it. This is my garden this year. Now we've got to see what grows. We have actually been taking rhubarb off this. Now, I know that you're only supposed to take 30%, and we've had 30% off this. But I'm starting to think that, you know, I should really just give this a haircut. I mean, see that leaf there? That is actually how big that leaf is. But it's a wonderful problem to have. There is a lot of very lovely looking potatoes here. Everything's looking lush and green. We've got a few towards the back that are starting to die back a bit. Now, that doesn't look like a disease. That looks to me as they're starting to get close to finishing, and those are a first early. I didn't really think about this too much until somebody else mentioned it in one of the forums, but I've noticed that my main crop are getting flowers, but my first earlies are not. And that just seemed a bit odd to me. But, oh well, just something to keep in mind. And if there is a difference in yield, that might be significant. We'll see. Well, let's bring you right down to ground here, because we've got lots of strawberries coming in this strawberry patch. We've got lots of weeds as well. But there's definitely evidence of red coming through. And there's going to be a fair few of these to pick. Well, you saw me weed this onion bed last week, and it is last week. And straight away the mare's tail's back, the weeds are back. There have been several people that have quite rightly said to me that, Aaron, you need to put some kind of membrane down. Well, I only had a finite amount of time and a finite amount of money to spend this year. Now, I decided to carry on digging. In hindsight, perhaps that was not the best idea, but maybe I should have mulched what I dug first and dug less of it. But that's a decision that I made. So I'm now counting the cost of it. But I certainly can't complain that I've certainly got, I think, about 3/4 of this plot actually producing, and producing some quite nice crop there. You see the onions are padding up. I think I've got enough to feel good about that. Probably I made the right choice. There is a price to pay, but probably I think I made the right choice. Wherever there are onions, there are also going to be garlic, and my garlic is looking really, really nice, even though I do say so myself. This is the Solent White that Ian Nocton speaks so highly of, and I have to say, for a late planted variety like I did, this is starting to look really good. Now, the idea is to sort of pick it when it starts to yellow off, and you get to about 70 or 80%. I don't think I'm quite at that stage yet, but I think on some of them I'm approaching 60%. So not long now for garlic. These went in January, towards the end of January actually, and they look as if they've done really well. I will try them again, but I do want to try the other French varieties, because they are supposed to have a much stronger taste, and I think in this well-drained soil that they will do well. So they would need to go in sort of for overwinter, whereas the Solent White can go in towards the end of winter. So lots there to take on board too. It's so nice just to watch this spray of flowers. I've got most of my ornamentals in now. Unfortunately, I haven't got my carnations in. I've had an issue with carnations, mainly because I didn't really know sort of how to grow dianthus. But the experience has taught me a few things which hopefully I can put into practice next time. This comfrey's already coming back into flower, so I need to cut this back. It looks as if we're going to have a really good crop of comfrey this year, and that means that next year I'm going to have a really good set of fertiliser to start off with, which certainly was one of the aims that I wanted from this year. Definitely a good inheritance, this comfrey thing. Well, they are the sorriest looking sweet corn in the world, but they're in. This is my sweet corn for this year. Will we get anything? I doubt it. But we certainly gave it the best shot that we possibly could. Everybody has been saying sweet corn's bad this year, so I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But I've learned a lot about sweet corn for next year, and I think possibly I should start on one of the easier F1 varieties, the Swift F1, the Sundancer F1. What I planted out was, a real open pollinated variety, and possibly I didn't know enough. The techniques that I used were wrong, and we've also had a rotten year. This is a site I didn't think I would see at one stage this year. We've actually got beans growing. We don't have many French beans growing, But we have got some, and we have got some borlotti beans, and we have got some runner beans. So it looks as if there might be beans this year, which is good. And as I say, at one stage I couldn't get them to grow, so at least we'll have a bit. And here is my little miniature poppy field at the end of my plot. This has become a bit of a sort of a nature area where what it actually means is that I just ran out of time to get to it this year. But it has given off some absolutely beautiful colour, and of course the bees have loved it, so I'm really happy with that. For these potatoes here, it's just on 90 days since I planted these, and these are the Maris Bard. So the soil's been nice and wet. I've been watering them regularly, coming up during the week. So what we're going to do is our first potato reveal of the year. So let's have a look. Right, the variety, as I say, is Maris Bard. This little handle on the bottom of these bags is absolutely perfect for getting the spuds out. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. We're getting spuds. Well, that's the bag cleared out. That's a 45 litre bag, and it had 4 potatoes in it, and that's the reveal. There's some really nice sized ones here. I mean, there's also some small ones that, I mean, they're edible, they won't come to much, but as a haul of new potatoes, 4 potatoes in a bag, 45 litres, I'm happy with that. Well, one of the things I do have to do, apart from clear this of weeds, is make sure that I take all of the first batch of Deuce Provence, because they are all ready now. They've all potted up. Some of them have actually started to dry in the heat, which is really annoying. But if there's any that are properly dried, then they can be rehydrated, and of course there's the option of keeping them for seed next year. So I'm just going to get the rest of these up. It is getting a bit to be harvest everywhere I look, because I've also got some black currants that are ready and red currants. I'm going to fill this bowl. It's my lucky day today because it's exactly the same story with the gooseberries. Now, I've never even tasted a gooseberry before. Oh, that's gorgeous. They are just perfectly ready. Of course, the thing about gooseberries is you've got to watch for the thorns. I've already stabbed myself a couple of times. Ouch. And again. Well, it's getting towards the end of the day now, but I think we've done a fair bit today, certainly as much as I believe that we could hope for. The weather's stayed kind most of the time. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on The Allotment. Goodbye.